Yay, welcome to class. I have a couple pair of weights today for the arm section, and what I'm choosing to use is my pair of 3-pound weights. So maybe you've got a light pair of weights, and then my 5-pound weights for a couple of the things that I want a little bit more weight for. And then I've got my theraband here handy. So we're going to do a little bit of strengthening for the shoulder girdle as well. So hopefully you have those toys handy. If not, no problem. You can do all the movements without it. In your standing position, coming just to a moment of presence. So in this moments of presence, we're realizing that our body is our temple. We're honoring the body and giving love to the body as we're paying attention and strengthening, creating joy and movement through the body. Yeah. So starting out with just some beautiful big circles, inhaling and exhaling. And I want you to really reach your arms out like you're opening up to the day, to this beautiful day in July, not June, July. Whoosh. Good. And then when the arms reach wide, go ahead and bring the backs of the hands together and then open wide. Backs of the hands together and then open wide. Noticing you're opening through the back and opening through the front of the body, and there's a kind of a sensation of creating a figure 8. Good. Make it happen your own way, but notice you're also using your spine here, and that feels really good. Good. Now this time, let the arms just be super wide. Press through the heels of the hands. Press down with your feet on the ground. Lengthen through the top of the head. And then lower the arms 1 inch. Reach the fingertips out. Good job. Create small circles moving forward. And the circles have a little tiny bit of pressure on them. What does that mean? It's like you're pressing your palms forward to touch something in space. Small little circles. Good. Keep going, circling those arms. Good. And breathing. And as you're circling the arms, is there any way that you can release your neck more? Is there any way you can release your back more? Is there any way you can use your core muscles just a tiny bit more so that you can use your neck and your postural muscles, your upper back less? So finding that position and then circle the other way. You're circling back. Back. Good. Keep your arms as long as you can and keep breathing. Good. Opening up to this beautiful day. Here today at the ocean, it is foggy. It is foggy and drizzly and rainy. But I was talking to Wendy, who's in New Hampshire, and she's expecting a big thunderstorm. Oh, I miss thunderstorms. We get thunderstorms here about once every 10 years. Maybe we should all go visit Wendy. Wendy, do you have space in your house for like 38 people? We'll bring food. Okay, good. Are you feeling your arms good? Go the other way. Nice. And circle. And circle. And circle. Keep circling. Keep energy through the fingers. Keep the core muscles fired. Good. And then reverse. Good. And just a few more seconds. I'm feeling this in my shoulders for sure. Energizing and opening and circling. Yay. Okay, good. Let the arms come all the way down. We're going to take just a nice little stretch here. The arms reach to the side. Big side bend. Really push, push, push. And breathe into the open part here of the stretched part of the spine. And then go to the other direction. Really reach the arms away and breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe into those ribs. Excellent. Let the arms come down. Take a deep breath and a deep exhale. And notice with the little movement and then tiny little elbows as we finish up this little opening. Notice when you took that last breath, Did you feel like you could get a little bit more oxygen in your system than you had before? I did. I felt like I cleared something out with the stretches. Okay, grab the small weights, whatever that is for you. And then with the small weights, I'd like you to find your core muscles in your glutes. Soften your knees and be very, very stable from the waist down. This is our little jab punching, and it is very specific, and it feels good, very strong. You punch and punch and punch. Palms are face down as you punch and punch and punch. Good. Keep going for 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, and 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, and 30. Good. Can you bring the tempo up a little bit for the last 20? Good. 15. Good. Keep going for 10 more. Good. And 5 more. And bring it all the way down. Good. You're going to lean forward, bend your knees, bring the arms out to the sides, and then back in. So it's exhale like you're a giant bird. Inhale slowly back. Exhale, giant bird like a golden eagle. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, giant golden eagle. Good, 3 more. Imagine that beautiful 8-foot wingspan. And 1 more. Okay, and then shoot the weights behind you. Little tricep press. And in this position, again, your body, your lower body is stabilizing. Small little pushes up with the weights. And if you don't have weights, you're using the weight of your arms. Good, keep going, little pulses up, 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 keep going, up, 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 up. Good, now stay there. Bend your elbows and lengthen. Bend your elbows and lengthen. Good, now keep going, and if you want to, you could do your tricep presses with your slightly heavier weights. That would be fine. Bending and straightening. Bending and straightening. Just for 5. And 4. 3. 2. Last one. And stand tall. Feel here that you can turn your hands, palms face forward, and then palms inward or behind you. So it's just a rotation. You're holding the weights, great. Not holding the weights, great too. Just a rotation of the shoulders for a moment. On this last one, keep the palms faced forward. Feel that you can do a full bicep curl and a full release down. We're going to do that for 10 with good form, 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're going to add on to that. We're going to go bicep curl, overhead press, bring it in and down. Just for 9. Good. Thinking about giving our body some attention, upper body love right now. Strengthening through that upper body. Noticing as you're doing the shoulder press, we're using shoulders back and chest. And can you feel the thighs? Can you feel the glutes? Can you feel your core muscles firing because we're doing these standing? I can feel all of that. Encouraging you to also feel your body. That's what our class is about. Good, feeling our bodies together. Doesn't that sound fun? Yeah. Bringing it in, overhead press, in and down. Let's see if we can do 3 good ones. And 2 good ones. That's it. And then last one here. Okay, excellent work. I'd like you to release the weights down. Grab a hold of your theraband, and we're going to do a standing version here. So if you can, stand on your band, and we're going to do the pulling exercise. So I'm holding on to the very, very edges of my theraband, and I'm going to pull up. I'm going to hold that for just a minute, feeling what that requires in me, core muscles and upper shoulder blades, and then releasing back. So I'm standing as tall as I can, with as good posture as I can, as I pull up, tiny pause, and down. Pull it up, tiny pause, slowly down. Keep going, this will be our last little arm love today. So just giving that all of our attention. We don't do pulling exercises as much as we do pushing exercises, and it's good to do a little bit of both. Pull, gently release. Is this one a challenging one for you? For many people it is. And pull, gently release, and pull. Little pause and down. Good. 2 more. Woohoo! And 1 more. We did it. Okay, I'd like to finish off though with just a little rehab for the shoulders. Elbows kind of pressed into the sides. I'm bringing my feet to a V shape so that as I pull, I can also do my little foot lift. So I'm warming up my feet, ankles, and shoulders. Starting just with the gentle pull and release, and pull and release. Good, and then if you got that going perfectly, add the little bit of air underneath your heels. When you add that tiny little bit of air underneath your heels, you've suddenly added the whole body. Good work. And pull. That's it. Pull. And pull. Good. And pull. And pull. Good. Now in this one, if you can, stay lifted, stay pulled, and you're going to keep a little bit of air underneath the heels and just the feet for a minute. Bend the knees, then squeeze those inner thighs together. So staying in a releve, can you bend? Can you squeeze? And then now can you add back in the shoulder rehab? Pulling apart and releasing. Good, pulling apart and releasing. We're going to see if we can do 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Good, now on the last one, you're going to stay. Good job. And you're going to pull apart as you squeeze the legs. You pull apart as you squeeze, and then release as you bend. And we do that for 10. That almost feels more natural. 9 and 8. 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, lower the heels, lower the arms. Good job. I'm going to take my TheraBand into quarters here so that I'm just making a connection here with my hands. And I'm going to stretch my arms all the way up over the head and stretch back. And I'm slightly pulling my TheraBand apart so I have the activity here of the shoulder girdle. I've got all the muscles around the shoulders active as I'm leaning back. Good job. Now, keep pulling that TheraBand apart as you come forward in space. And as you come forward in space, come into a flat back and then drop all the way down, letting go of your head, your neck, your shoulders. Feel like you could soften your knees, and again, let go more of your head. Take a big breath into your back. I want to have movement in your back. Then exhale and slowly come all the way up. And as you come up to a standing position and feel like your shoulders are rolling back and down. Ah, good. Close your eyes for just a second and feel your body. Feel your body from the inside out. After that small amount of warm-up, did that feel like you are a little bit more lubed up? Are you a little bit more alive in your body? Are your cells a little bit more alive? If so, that was an excellent warm-up. Yay. Okay, we're going to transition to the mat. So come on down to the mat and have your theraband and your ball handy. We're going to start with the ball. So have your small ball handy if at all possible. Yeah. Okay, I've got my red ball today. My red ball is a extra hard ball. It's a Yamana massage ball, which I like to use occasionally so I get a little bit of a massage as I'm doing this work. We're going to come all the way down to the mat and just pause here for a second, feeling your spine pressing into the ground. Ah, good. Now place the ball between your inner thighs, not too close to your knees, but somewhere right in the center of your thighs. We're going to take a breath in, and as we do that, we feel the lungs expanding. And then as we exhale, we squeeze the ball, and we notice the connection to the pelvic floor. You can feel like your lower abs are engaged. Inhale, lungs expand. Exhale, connection through the deep core muscles. Do that one more time. Inhale, expanding through the lungs. Exhale and squeezing that ball. Good work. Now, I'd like you to add the arm movement. So the arms lift up to the sky. We're going to take a breath in here, and on the exhale, just a tiny little running start. The arms can fall back a bit. We start with the arm movement. We pick up the head. We lengthen the legs, and we come all the way up to a seated position. So it's a different way of doing our roll-up today. Then as we come down, we bring the feet in, and we roll down slowly with the knees bent. Yay. Good. Arms come up. Running start with the arms. Get the arms moving and then pick up the head, neck, and shoulders. Shoot the legs long so it's effortless. And we come all the way forward. Good. And then as we come back, we bring the legs with us. And then it's spine rolling back with control. And then the arms. Good. Again, arms, head, neck, and shoulders. Shoot your legs long. And it should really give you that extra little oof. Oof, is that a word? And you come all the way down. So it makes it easy. Inhale, arms. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders. Shoot your legs long. And reach for your toes. Good. One more time with me. Rolling up. Arms, head, neck, and shoulders. Shoot your legs long. And then reach for your toes. Excellent. We come all the way down to the mat. And we're going to pull the feet on in close. And we're going to do just a couple of easy bridges. And then we'll move into some assisted flexion on the ball today. On this one here, just get yourself centered for a minute. And if you can think about lengthening your spine in both directions, that really helps. Maybe you can get just a little extra, just a little extra space in there. And then push your feet down into the ground and squeeze the ball. And don't do anything else yet. Just feel like, okay, I'm pushing my feet and I'm squeezing the ball and I'm firing a whole lot of stuff here. Core, all around the pelvis, glutes, hamstrings, thighs. So you want to start with that sensation of pressing down and squeezing in. Then we're going to roll the spine up and we're going to stay lifted in our bridge. Good. We've got that ball right in between the thighs. We're going to do small, quick little presses. So we're squeezing the ball and releasing the ball quick for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now lengthen your kneecaps away from your head, and then slowly let your spine come down from the top, through the mid-back, through the low back, and then finally you release the pelvis all the way down. Good. We're going to do that just 2 more times. Think of this as your broccoli for your spine. Take a breath in. Exhale, push your feet down, squeeze the ball, curl the tailbone, and then let that spine lift all the way up as high as you like. As high as you like. Good. Small, quick, but forceful. Small, quick, forceful squeezes for 10. Squeeze that ball for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Good job. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Slowly roll down on your exhale. You can have as many exhales as you want. And you're softening the spine. It feels so good as you release that all the way down. Good, and then let's do it one more time. Breath in. Exhale, press the feet, squeeze the ball, and roll that spine off the floor. Good, you're lifted all the way up as high as you like. And I just want you to notice for a moment what your sensations are in the bridge. Are you feeling nothing? Are you feeling like, this is nothing, Jen? Maybe. Are you feeling all numbed out today? Numbness. Are you feeling like, this is a lot of work today? I'm not sure if I can hold this position. Are you feeling like, oh yeah, my thighs are getting a little bit of a stretch. My glutes are feeling like they're really active. So paying attention. Breath in and then exhale and soften your spine as you roll down, 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 like you're rolling down a grassy field and you're a child rolling all the way down the hill. You get to the bottom of the hill and there's a meadow of flowers. Okay. Before we do our legs upward, oh no, we're going to do our flexion. I want you just to take a minute to nod your head here, all the way ear to the floor, and then nod your head all the way ear to the floor. Can you feel like this is a big wag of your head? And then if you like, you can take it a little faster. And then you can take the action a little smaller. And as you wag your head, you're releasing tiny little muscles around the top of your cervical spine, and it might feel great. It might feel like this is a great neck stretch. So 1 more second or 2 more seconds, seeing if that's something that you need today. Perfect. Grab a hold of the ball. Use a little bit of momentum if you can, just to come on up. And then placing the ball somewhere around the shoulder blade area, we're going to do just our simple assisted flexion today. So hands come behind the head, and I'd like you to notice where your feet are. Your feet are going to be a few inches apart. So parallel feet about 3 to 4 inches apart. The idea is that we still are squeezing that imaginary ball now between the inner thighs. We lower the head over the ball. And then take a minute here just to open the elbows, roll up and down the spine a tiny bit, roll side to side, or maybe just a little movement sideways, a little side bending in this position, giving your body a chance to open. If you were doing a lot of reading yesterday or a lot of cycling, anything where you're looking down, maybe a lot of computer work, this is the antidote. This is a big anecdote. So just taking a second to see how that is. Then for me, I'm on a smaller, harder ball today. It's right between my shoulder blades. It feels great. Find the perfect position for you. And then we go all the way over the ball, and then we lift all the way up. I like to open my elbows as I go down, and then I like to lift, bringing elbows toward the knees as I lift up. I'm actually trying to lift up so that I lengthen my spine as I go up, and I lengthen my spine as I go down. My feet are grounded, and my inner thighs are fired. If I feel them right now, they're taut. I can feel the tautness of my inner thighs. I'm just firing them. 2 ways to fire them. Of course, the imaginary squeezing of the ball will do it, or you can press a tiny bit extra with the big toe side of your foot, and you'll notice that fires the whole inner line of your leg. So that can be really helpful. Last time we lift up, stay lifted, open your elbows. Good, we're gonna bring one leg up to tabletop and then the other leg up to tabletop. Sink your belly down as much as you possibly can. So you're pulling your belly inward. And then here, we're gonna do tiny, tiny little pulses, bringing the elbows toward the knees. You're in your tightest little curled position, and we pull in and in. Good, now if it's hard to stay connected with the inner thighs, it's a little easier to bring the feet together. So you can bring the feet together, inner thighs together, or you can try staying connected and having them a little bit apart. It's harder. So checking that out, and let's see if we can do tinies here for 15, 14, 13, 12. Are you pulling your abs downward? Downward, pulling abs downward. That's it for 10 more, 9 more, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, now stay lifted. Open your elbows. One leg out and one leg in, one leg out and one leg in. We are into our single leg stretch. I want you to try as best you can to stay lifted off your ball and feel, I mean, you're on your ball, but you're lifted away from your ball, and you feel like you are this beautiful mermaid. You're reaching one part of your spine out. A mermaid is not a good example. Sorry about that. Mermaid only has one fin. No, one tail. She only has one tail. So we have two. So I don't know, different analogy there. One reaching in and one reaching out and out and out. Okay, good. Now here comes the better mermaid analogy. Squeeze the legs together. Elbows are wide. You're resting your head, but you are feeling this in your core. Both legs out and both legs in. Good. Here's your mermaid tail out. Pull mermaid tail in. Mermaid tail out. Mermaid tail in. Good. Can we see if we can keep this up for 5 more? Can we see if we're okay with this for 4 more? Can we see if we can keep our form as we do 3 more? Can we see if we can hang out with 2 more? Can we check it out as we pull mermaid tail in for that last one? And then rock our bodies all the way up to sitting. Good job. From this position here, lengthen your legs long. Ball might come a little tiny bit underneath you. And let's take a moment here for a forward fold. The arms reach all the way up to the sky. The feet are flexed. It's as if you're pressing your feet up against an imaginary wall. We're going to take all the energy forward. Arms come forward, spine comes forward until we cannot go any further. So take your time. When you can't go any further, you're kind of a little bit stuck. Pull your abdominal unit in. You're pulling your belly button inward there. That's the feeling. And then let your arms come down to wherever they come down. Keep the feet flexed and imagine you're pulling your pinky toes towards your face. Take a couple breaths and open up the entirety of the back of the body. Breathe into the back of the lungs. Breathe into the kidneys. Breathe into the back of your pelvis. Good, now take a breath in, and then as you exhale, stack the spine, just like we do in our standing roll-ups. Stack the spine all the way up. Keep the feet flexed. And when you sit up, widen through the shoulders. Notice that your head is just right on top of your spine. And then just have a little tiny bit of like a muscle memory, like take a little picture, a little selfie with your phone, that this is your perfect posture. You should feel, let go of your feet, that this is a pretty effortless seated position because you're using your bones, not your muscles. So kind of getting that into your muscle memory for a second. When I'm sitting upright, no matter where I am, if I'm at the opera, if I'm at the grocery store, if I'm driving, I can be in this effortless seated position with nice wide open shoulders, and my bones are holding me up. Okay, let's transition here to coming all the way down to the ground. You're gonna lift up and place your small ball right at the sacrum. If you do not have a small ball, a little pillow is super helpful so that you're elevated. With the ball, it's wobbly, so it helps us fire the core muscles 100%, and it's very safe for the back. So I like all those things. It's just a really great, comfortable way. So I'm just hanging out here for a second. I offer to you the option to let your legs come to a perfect tabletop position and then the arms lift up to the ceiling. The ball becomes just a little bit wobblier, so the muscles are finding the correct firing pattern. So here we don't have to cue every single muscle because it's happening automatically in the body. You could think, though, always when you're on the ball, of pulling the transverse abdominis down. You're pulling your belly muscles downward into the ball. You're lengthening your tailbone a tiny bit over the ball. Then from here, let's have the arms float down for a minute just so we can focus in on some good frog movements. We're going to bring the legs to a diamond shape. And we're going to extend the legs out super wide. And then we're going to lower the legs as we bring them in. So it's a diamond, extend, and in. Good job. Diamond, extend, and in. Good. Diamond, extend, and in. Good. Yep. Shelly, I'm wearing my bright green frog pants, so I got to do the frog today. Good. So keep going and just find your own pace where you're doing the movement in a very thoughtful way. Inhaling, exhaling. Good. We're going to do 20 frogs. So see if you can find that in your body to do 20 and 19 and 18 and 17 and 16 and 15 and 14 and 13 and 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 more, 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, last 1. Good, now the feet are glued together. You've got a V shape, so the heels are together, the toes are slightly apart. You're in your first position or Pilates V shape. And then in this position here, we're going to lower the legs down, bring them in and extend up. So we lower the legs down, we bring them in and up. And this is our dolphin. So we're going to see if we can do 20 dolphins. Down, in and extend. 19, 18, 17. Good. Finding your own pace that feels good for you. I'm squeezing my legs together the whole time. So I'm squeezing my inner thighs. I'm squeezing my inner knees. I'm squeezing everywhere I can around my ankle area that can touch. So I'm really thoughtful about that on each dolphin. I keep my legs squeezed together. Notice if that's something that's helpful for you. That's something that you're doing as well. Good, and just a few more, finding the flow in the movement. Can you find the flow? If you're finding flow, you're leading with your core. Can you lead the movement with your core and just let the legs ripple? Now this is very mermaid of us, isn't it? Yeah, this is like a mermaid. Let me go down and up. Good, let's see if we can do 2 more good ones. And 1 more good one. Excellent, legs are stretched up to the sky. From this position here, can you allow one leg to go all the way to the floor? Let your leg hang to the floor or in space and just hold, hold, hold there. Good, now very, very slowly bring the bottom leg in and up to the top. And then the other leg goes down all the way to the floor or hanging as much as you can. It's big, big, big. And then can you relax into that? Good, okay. And then very carefully, bottom leg bends and it comes up to meet the other guy. Good, flex your feet, point your feet, flex your feet, point. Flex and point, and flex and point. Keep going, good, make it exaggerated. Go as much as you can. Really flex, really point, really flex, really point. Good, and then circle, circle, circle those feet. They're circling opposite of each other, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Circle those ankles, yes. Sometimes to me, I could do this 100 times. Sometimes, like usually after a hike or a long, long bike ride, I'll do this like 10 times and it'll feel like a lot. But kind of paying attention that, yeah, we probably need these ankle circles. Do it the other way. Yes. And then what I'm noticing here is my shins and my peroneals are feeling like they're really active. So the front here of my shins and the sides of my shins are getting some deep action. Obviously, they need that today. Good. And then shake out your feet. Shake out your feet. Shake out your calves. Can you let your calves shake? Shake out your thighs too. Can you shake out your thighs? Shake everything in your leg like you just got into the freezing Pacific Ocean. And then release that. Notice how that feels. And we finish here with just a big bicycle. So it's all the way split the legs and bicycle through. Good. Make this easy, but do add your own resistance so that you're feeling like you are maybe moving through a thick, thick, smoky air, pushing the air, heavy air today, or humidity. Yeah, some of you are in humid climates. We're pushing that hot, sticky air away. Yes, good. Keep going. Push and push and push and push. Good. Make it easy. And then reverse, reverse, reverse. It's a big scoop, scoop, scoop. Good. And then in real life, not in Pilates class, we don't move in this particular way ever. I mean, are you ever, for those of us that are cyclists, are you backpedaling on your bicycle? No. Are you moving with backpedaling through, I mean, when would you ever do this movement? So think how good it is for your brain, through your nervous system to move in this unique way. For some of you, it might be a little challenging. Like, oh, this reverse. I notice in class sometimes people start going forward instead of going backwards. So is that you? Are you doing that? See if you can stick with it for just a few more seconds. Scoop, 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 and scoop. Good. Shake out your legs. Kick your butt a little bit. And then let's come on off the ball. And onto our sides. We're going to do a nice extended hip strengthening set today. And I want you to really take care of your neck. Option for towels or pillows. And then take your ball and place that behind your knee. Good. And then from here, feel like you're pulling your abdominals in and you're lengthening your hip just gently away from your rib cage. So you're lengthening. When you got all that, you can start your small little circles. And the circles come from the knee. And we're going to circle small circles, small. Just keep it small. Good. And then maybe spiraling out a little bit bigger. If you spiral out a little bit bigger, keep your hips stacked. And then go back to the smaller version. And then go back to maybe a little bit of a bigger version. How could they be different? How is that smaller version different than the bigger version? Is it a little easier to do the small version? Or is it harder to do the small version? Is it more challenging to do the bigger version? Is it like they're both the same, Jen? Okay. Asking yourself, getting information. Then reverse it and circle, circle, circle. Yeah, we're getting our legs circled. We're getting that top of the femur head moving. We are strengthening the muscles on the side of the leg. Our hips, we're strengthening our hips. Yes, we are. Oh, that feels pretty good. Okay, so again, big circles versus smaller circles. Are they a little different? To me, they are. Feel a little different. It's good to play with that range. Don't always do the exact same thing, right? Mix it up. Okay, and then you're gonna take a little tiny pause. I'm gonna take the small ball just in front of me here, just so I have it handy. And then we're gonna do a couple of the clams. So you're gonna let your feet lift off into space, and then open up that top knee, and pause for a second, get your heels to click together, kind of like a leprechaun, clicking the heels together in space. Yeah. Then we're gonna squeeze the legs, and we're gonna hinge open. Squeeze the legs, hinge open. We're gonna see if we can do that for 20 and 19. Good, now we did all those circles already. So for the circles that we already did, my glutes here, probably the medius, the gluteus medius especially. Anyway, all of the side muscles on the hips are feeling like they have already been worked a bit. So for me, the clams are challenging today, and I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm gonna notice, yeah, I already fired all those muscles. They're really working. This is a little challenging for me today. 10 more, 9 more, 8 more, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and bring that all the way in. Good job. So now I want to take just a nice little easy twist. I'm leaving my legs in this L shape, and I'm gonna bring both arms in the front of me to make this palm sandwich. The palms are touching. I reach the arms long, and then open to the sky. My head goes with the moving arm. I kind of liked the ball, but it doesn't work on this stretch. And I'm opening all the way behind me. Good. I feel a giant twist in my spine, and I breathe into any sensation there. Perfect. Now, coming back your own way, you're going to end up on your back, and yeah, we will definitely do the other side in a second. But for right now, I want you to take the leg that you just had on the top up to the ceiling, cross it over the other leg, and then think about your pelvis being completely level, completely even. So your pelvis is like this keystone bone, right? It's more than one bone, but just think of it as one large pelvic bowl, basin. And then thinking about the spine, arms are on the ground. We're going to do our single leg bridges here, but keeping the pelvis kind of in line with the spine. Let's check it out. Lift up as high as you can, and then undulate your spine down. Good work. So it's 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Slowly roll the spine down. Pull the legs in towards your body and see if you can hold that for a moment. Maybe you like to pull your thigh a little bit closer into your body. Good. Do you need that as a glute stretch today? Is that a stretch that you're feeling like, yes? So maybe make a note of that because you can practice this tonight or a little bit later. Maybe you need it for a full minute or 2 minutes. Really nice way to do it is if you're up against a wall and your extended leg here is pressing into the wall and you're working on opening up this kind of the incoming thigh a little bit. That can be really helpful. Okay, shake out your legs and let's see if we can remember what we did on the other side. Yeah. Ball is going to go right behind your top knee so that you're squeezing that behind your leg. And you're in this L shape and you're lengthening through your hip. You're taking care of your neck, so that means it's comfortable. And you're circling. And as you're circling, you might try some different ranges, bigger circles, or maybe some smaller circles. And just keep circling and circling. Good. We're getting our leg circles in sideways today. You're getting a lot of motion through your hip socket. We really want that. We really, really, really want that. Good. Keep going. Circling and circling and circling. Good. Is it a big difference when you do the smaller circles or a big difference when you go a little bit wider? To me on this side, I'm not feeling a huge difference, but it's interesting to pay attention. Okay, and then whenever you feel like, yeah, I'm starting to feel that, that's pretty good, that's when you go the other direction and then see how that is. Good, and keep going, keep moving, keep breathing. That's it. Circle and circle and circle. Good work. Keep going. Circle and circle. Good. A few more. I'm super happy today, probably because we get to go to Mendocino for a week and do some healing there. Yeah. My family lives in Elk, and I also have family that's out on Navarro Ridge Road, and I have friends there too. So I get to do some hiking and some activities and some fun get-togethers. And Mendocino is far enough north that I've heard they've had very little COVID interactions. I think that there have been 0 deaths there. So it's kind of a nice, safe place, to be in this time. Okay, I think I did 1 million, so I'm going to stop at that one. But now we do have to do our giant clams. So we're going to lift up our feet and then make the heel to heel connection. And we squeeze and open and squeeze and open. Good. Keep going here because you know you can. Because you know you can, even though it might not feel fabulous. Yeah, granted, it probably doesn't feel fabulous. Tell me later after class if any of you think that the clams are fabulous. Then let's see if we can do 18 and 17 and 16 and 15 and 14 and 13 more and 12 and 11 and 10 and 9. Good. Keep going with me. You know, if you were in your own studio or in your own living room or wherever it is that you are right this moment, you would not be doing this many if it weren't for me and for the energy of the class. Granted? Yeah. Okay, admit it. Last 2 and last 1. Oh, yeah. Let your legs stay forward. And then let your palms come forward to touch each other. And here's our lovely twist. We stretch the top arm forward and then let it take us over. Our eyes follow the moving arm until we're all the way in our twist. Ah. As we're twisted, notice whatever parts of your spine are talking to you. And that's when you want to send them some oxygen. Breathing into your spine. That's right. Now, come smoothly back your own way, just finding your way back. And then finding your way onto your back for our number 4 stretch here. Taking the leg that was just on the top and extending that up to the sky. We're going to bend it and then just take a moment to find the pelvic basin. The pelvic basin now is going to become just kind of in your mind, sort of fused with your spine, so that as we do our single leg lifts, or our single leg bridges, we lift up and then we slowly release down. So we lift as one unit. We lift our bones as one unit and we roll down. Why do I like to cue that way? Because it's safer for the back. If we're not attentive to how we're lifting and we're doing a single leg lift, we could let the low back take all of it. And we actually don't want that. We want everything to be recruited so that we're working evenly and we're working safely. So isn't that a good reason? Yes. Don't you sometimes want to know the reason why we do things? Sometimes. Do you always want to know? No, maybe not all the time. Okay. My mind always likes to know what I'm doing and why. Good. Keep going. Lifting up and lowering down. If you think about lifting with your bones rather than your muscles, you're going to do it perfectly. Lifting up, rolling down. One more time. Lifting up, rolling down. Good. Then take a nice, strong glute stretch here, any way that you like. Maybe holding on to thigh or leg or not. And take a couple breaths. And remembering that this is a wonderful stretch for so many of us. And yes, we can do it before we go to bed. We can do it whenever we like. Beautiful. Okay. So let's just pedal out the feet for a moment. And let's rock our bodies all the way up. Good. Take a minute for the transition. And then today we're going to flip on over to do some cat curls. Oh, you know what? I think we're going to do mermaids instead. Yeah. We can do cat curls at the very end. But suddenly I'm finding myself in this mermaid position. It's great. So for classical mermaid, your legs are stacked one on top of the other. For modified mermaid stretch, you're in more of a Z-sit position. I'm going to do the Z-sit position today. And I'm just finding my sitting bones kind of grounding me. I like using my ball. It really helps me open up my rib cage and use my intercostal muscles as I'm stretching. So why would I not want that? I'm going to stretch my arms in opposition, and then I'm going to push down on the ball as I lengthen all the way out. Good. I'm in a big, big side bend. I take a breath in, and then on the exhale, I want you to press down into the ball or on the floor if you don't have a ball, and coming all the way up. Good. And try that again 2 more times. Reaching out. Big breath. And then exhale back. Good. And once more, side bend all the way out. Ooh, good. And then exhale, take it back. Good. This time we're going to do a little twist. So we go all the way out. Good, and then turn toward the floor. Both hands come off the ball onto the ground, and you just twist your spine. And we're twisting mainly through this upper part of the spine. So breathing through the rib cage. Kind of like you're wringing out your spine of tension or maybe of blockages. Inhaling and exhaling. Good work. Back to the side bend, and then all the way up. That felt really satisfying. So let's try the mermaid stretch on the other side. I'm going to do the Z-sit position over here as well so that my hips are a little bit grounded. The more advanced positioning is with your knees stacked one on top of the other. You choose. Then I'm going to find my arms reaching in opposition, and I stretch out as I go down. That's my inhale. Exhale, I press down onto the ball, and I lift up. So it's easy, but it's there's work there. Nice. One more time, all the way out. And all the way back. Good. This time, remember, we're going to do our little twist to finish our class. So we go all the way out. And then both hands come onto the mat, not onto the ball. And I turn my head away, and I feel like I'm twisting my rib cage. I breathe deep, deep breaths into the twisted area. And then I come back up, and I'm seated, cross-legged. Yeah, if you can. Let's finish with a little heart-centered meditation, and then we'll say our goodbyes. I'm shoving the ball a tiny bit behind me so I'm upright, and I feel comfortable. Good. So today, I'm just going to close my eyes and think about whatever pops into my head that I feel grateful for you, for the weather, for my family, for whatever comes up. And I'm going to focus on that for about 30 seconds. So I invite you to join me, taking a big breath in, and then closing your eyes and allowing the gratitude, all the things that you're grateful for to enter your mind and your heart. Yay. Thank you for class today.